Julie Saunders is part of a double act that if you were to say one is the brains and one is the brawn, Julie Saunders is definitely the brain and she's definitely the mouthpiece. She's the one who speaks up for both of the Julies at all times, although Julie J gives her great support as well. They're quite kind characters, but I would say if push comes to shove, it would be little Julie S who gives it the rabbit.
What do I feel about Julie J? I don't know really. I think the sad thing about Julie J is that I wonder if she'll ever get her life together. And I don't know, I feel for people who seem lost like her and who are very reliant on others in a lot of ways, I don't know. I mean, I like her as a character because she's so kind, and she really is, you know, and I think I can forgive anybody as a person if they've got a good heart. And I think that's the nicest thing about her. I think you have much more room to manoeuvre when you play a character that's got compassion than somebody who hasn't got that. It allows them to move into areas which are, you know, which I think are worthwhile in our lives and important for human beings. So, yeah, I do like her, but I do despair of her, frankly.
They both need each other very, very much. Julie J provides Julie S with, I think, the security that she wouldn't feel brave enough to speak up for herself, and they wouldn't be whole without each other. It's like sort of losing your left arm or your right arm. They can't actually function very well without each other. And they also give, I think that Julie S gives more emotional support, but I don't think she could do that without the general support of Julie J.
Julie J is an innocent. She's a very naive character. I mean, despite the fact that she's a prostitute, I don't think that makes her, you know, cunning or arch. I think that's just how she's fallen into a way of life in order to feed her children. I mean, that's really what she ended up doing.
Well, they're quite devoted to each other. The Julies are quite, you see the one-dimensional side to them, but they're actually quite complex characters. There's a lot of layers to them that maybe isn't quite so evident in some of the stuff that we've done at the moment.
A good friendship will sustain criticism and falling out. So I don't know. I mean, I think I think you should be able to have that, but then be able to find your way back into the friendship again. Otherwise, it can't be a really proper friendship, or that you've moved on. And I don't think these two will ever move on away from each other completely. I think they are too codependent. Julie J is an innocent person.
How is she? She'll be fine. Can't stop, I'm supposed to be busy. I just brought you some things. These are from me and Julie. They're tendenia look with a sheen. Well, you want to look your best, don't you?
I don't know, there was something really, really poignant about that. That she'd thought, if nothing else, she must retain her dignity, she must look decent and she must look well turned out. And that's lovely. I mean, that's a very nice side to her. So, yeah. And it's nice to have that childlike quality as well. There's something very attractive about an innocence, isn't there?
Favourite? I love all the stuff that the two Julies do together. I must admit, I enjoy that very, very much. And any daft stuff that Kika, who plays Julie J, and myself have to do together, from dancing with our mops and, you know, general kind of stuff like that. My worst scene was the first scene in the first episode, where if you catch a quick glimpse of it, it's the two Julies dressed up like, I don't know what they look like, but I frightened myself. We had tinsel wigs on, very strange eye makeup like rainbows, and we were all in silver. And it was the opening of the fashion show that started off, you know, the series of Bad Girls. The whole scene was fun, but it was just, for us, it was a bit of a nightmare because we were up there strutting our stuff looking like a pair of idiots. I found myself in hot pants and a little bra and going, no, never again. I've never done the things that she's done. I don't normally wear the clothes that she wears and that sort of thing. But I find myself saying maybe a couple of camp things at home, but nothing that, you know, really gets caught up. I find her very easy to put down and pick up again. I enjoy her doing her so much, that's why. And, you know, now and again I think, oh, I think Julie would say that. But, you know, it's just a bit of fun, like you would pick up on any other character that I might have done, you know, along the way, sort of thing. You remember little things. Anytime there's a camp or a bit of leopard skin going on, I think, oh, yeah, Julie. But apart from that, no, it's just it's completely separate.
Sometimes I'm lying on the bottom bunk, you know, and you just look up and you're playing with those things. And I've often thought to myself, this is what it's like. This is what it's like year in, year out. This is what people have to deal with. But mind you, I did go to public school from the age of 4.5, so it would be probably very easy for me. I think if you survived that, you can do it, because it's just about being institutionalised.
I just hate this place. It's just bloody rubbish.
I do think about it, and it's pretty chilling. And I often think, how the hell could you find yourself back in this situation if you ever got out of it? And yet I suppose some people, it becomes normal. That's all I can think. It becomes familiar and normal, and this is the way life is, and that's all there is to it.
I think once women get into the prison, they don't necessarily chat about what the crimes they've done. They find out what people are like personality-wise, as a person, rather than what were you in here for. Obviously, that might come out down the line.
It's not all bad.
No, not all.
Nice people.
Yeah, nice people.
I suppose one's more alert to, when you listen to programmes on like Radio 4 or something like that, you tend to prick up your ears because you know it relates to something that you're involved in. And I remember listening to something about, I think it was some huge percentage of young women, particularly in Scotland, going in to prison, who were essentially people who were poverty-stricken, who'd just got onto drugs, who had their children, like Julie J, had their children taken away from them. They were just on a merry-go-round of hopelessness, and jail and prison was just not the right place for these people at all.
I think that the Julies are quite, I mean, they're dead funny characters, aren't they? And they are a bit OTT, let's face it. They've got all, you know, the leopard skin and stuff that I mentioned